Hi, I'm Myuoor Pillay. I'm in my third year of business science, finance with accounting. I actually grew up in Joburg. I started karate when I was 4 years old. I started in my primary school in the classroom. I did that for about 2 years in the classroom, just going through normal basics, with my sensei at the time. And then 2 years after that, I moved to his official dojo, where I started to attain higher belts and just move up the ranks. I obtained my black belt when I was 13 years old with him. That took about so from the age of 4 to 13. And then thereafter, I moved into Cape Town 2020, where I continued to move up the ranks of getting my second Dan black belt. And I also started sport karate. The thing is just the passion for it and the love for the sport. Just always had it in my life. It's just been there. And even when I was doing other sports like soccer and swimming, karate was constant. I just never let it go, no matter what. I mean, swimming dropped off when I was about 15. Soccer dropped off like in 2020 when we moved to Cape Town. But karate was always there, so I just kept going and just being a part of my life. I love it. It just keeps me motivated and keeps me happy. My happy place. Sure. I would think getting my black belt when I was 13, that was like my most favorite dojo memory because like it was just years and years of just waiting, and I think I was actually the youngest black belt at the time to get it because I was just in the advanced class because I was just there all the time. I was in the dojo all the time, so I just loved being there. And my sensei said, "No, you're ready for this black belt." So I was like, "Okay." I felt like that huge responsibility just hit at that moment, and it was just like, you know, I think my best memory is that getting that black belt, saying that I've done it. So it was great. Well, I had to work a lot harder than others because the reason that you get a black belt when you're about 14, 15 years old, which is the normal age, is maturity and muscle development. So at 13, I was still developing. So the other guys were like huge guys. I mean, I had a guy grading with me that got his black belt same time. He was 19. So he's development and my development, two different things, but we're doing the same exercises. So where he had to do like 10 push-ups at the time, maybe 10 push-ups for me was a bit harder because I'm working harder. He can do it easily. He's much more mature. So just using that as an example, but everything was just pushing harder than the other guys because I was the youngest. I had to prove myself why I had to be there because it wasn't. They could easily have said no, you can't get it today. You're too young. So I had to make sure that that wasn't going to be the excuse as to why I shouldn't. UCT is the best university in the country, in the continent, and one of the top ranking in the world. I've always wanted to come to UCT. That was like my goal. I said I'm not going anywhere else besides UCT. Definitely, yes, yeah. I want to balance both and UCT off. It's very difficult, I won't lie. It's having this thing of not making sure that you are too much of a student or too much of an athlete. You gotta find it just in between. I train 3 hours a day. I'm attending lectures, I'm attending tutorials, I'm writing tests, I'm writing exams. It's a lot. Um, I make sure I have the thing with me is sacrifice. I need to make sure that I need to prioritize these two things in my life. It's my academics and it's my sport. Um, it's late nights, it's early mornings, it's a lot of dedication, and it's a lot of discipline, which is karate what is built on discipline. So I make sure I stay up to date with all my work. I'm training when I need to train, and I'm working when I need to work. Because that is the only way you can balance this. And yeah, I believe that is just the core thing. Is just discipline. Sure, there's a lot. Because I mean, you take it right back to the dojo, specifically dojo now. It's like everything is built on how disciplined are you. When you walk in, you first of all, you can't arrive late to training. You need to be there 15 minutes before, 30 minutes before. Make sure that you're warmed up and you're ready. Don't walk in 5 minutes late because that's already starting your lesson off wrong. So walk in on time. When you need to be there 15 minutes before, I'm ready. Okay. How you walk in, don't just like walk in with your shoes off and just whatever. Leave your shoes nice and neat. That's how you represent yourself. That's your discipline now. You're already starting at the door, right? Then it's just being a good student, showing respect, being disciplined in the dojo, listening to who is in charge. And also now you say, talking about time management, that implements straight into my academics. Now, I need to start studying at 6 o'clock. I need to be there at 6 o'clock. I can't start studying at 7 and say, okay, now I've lost out an hour. I said 6, I'm going to do 6. Also, other aspects of discipline that built into my life is like what time I wake up. I say I'm going to wake up at 6 o'clock. That is the time I need to wake up because that's when my day starts. And like I said, karate demands that you need to be on time and commit to what you said. No, it is a lot of demand. I mean, there's a lot of demand on us as athletes and students because you got to meet all these criteria. You got to be at tests, you got to be at lectures, and it's a lot, and it can get very daunting. As a student, it can consume you. Like I said, sometimes you put the student life ahead of your active life. Now you've lost out, so you need to make sure you're balancing the boat. But I think UCT is such a great university that it allows you to be becoming the best version of yourself. Because I think without having this high demand, I'm also not growing because you need to be put in like heavy situations to get the best result. And I feel that my lecturers and my tutors and the administration all help me do that. I mean, when I know I have a competition, I go talk to them openly. I say I'm going to represent South Africa. Can you please assist me in the best way possible to make sure that I am not held back academically, but also get the support I need to go forward. And they definitely do that because I mean UCT is very accommodating to sport and academics. It's not just academics, which UCT strives on. They're the best university for academics, but also they acknowledge that there is great athletes in this institution. So my first one where I got my Protea colors, my official Protea colors was 2024 when I got selected to the Region South Games in Namibia. Yo, it was a long journey to get there. It was so many tournaments just to get qualified to be there. And by then, I was ranked number one. That's the reason I got selected. It took a lot to get there. A lot of hard work, a lot of get up, dust yourself off, keep going. I mean, there was moments where I would say so many people would quit. 99% of people would quit, and there was that 1% that said, "I gotta keep going." And that's when I got selected and I ended up winning the whole tournament on my first time. I beat the guy who was reigning champion at the time, and I had taken over the title. And it was a lot because it was just, if I just kept going, I got to that point. People would have dropped off and not even seen that. So it was a moment that was just amazing because it had so much hard work behind the scenes that just led up to that selection. Um, Definitely my family is my start. I have to recognize that they've done so much for me. I mean, my father, my dad, my papa, he's been there since the start. He was the person that took me to training every single day and back, and still does because he wants to be there. And my mom and my sister always there for me to be cheering for me, to cook my meals for competitions. It all matters. I mean, that all plays an amazing role in my success because I know that without them, I can't function as an athlete because they're there for me. They're my support structure. That's what they've committed to me and openly done so. I mean, they're not obligated to do that, do it out of love. And I really appreciate that because uh, they're there with me also when I'm feeling like, it's a lot of stress on me, especially academics. It's a lot. It can be a lot. And there's times where like you're saying, I don't know if I can do this. But they say, no, you can do this. You can. So I appreciate everything that they do for me, and they're definitely my support structure, and they're definitely there for me all the time. I also have many friends and family that support me and are encouraging me to keep going. My lecturers, my tutors, and also the sports administration that are there for me. And I think even before I go there, just above all is my God and my religion that's there. Because without my religion and my spiritual connection, I don't think I can manage to do any of it. Just want to say thank you. I appreciate everything that you do from morning to evening. It's doesn't go unnoticed. I love you so much, and I'll always say that quote that actions speak louder than words, and my dad's actions are all in what he does. He shows that he's love. His actions are his love. So, taking me to practice, getting me my breakfast in the morning, helping me with packing my bag if I need help, like telling me, okay, put this maybe you just in case you need that, and all that. Just I'm very very grateful. Thankful. It's a very good question and very relative to today's world. I think the biggest thing, and maybe it's obvious, but it's actually not obvious because some people just don't do it. Just take a second to pause and just breathe, and just go outside, meditate, or just do whatever you need to do to say that I don't need to be at my desk right now. Even if it's just 10 minutes, I like to take 15-minute breaks in between my studying. I think that sort of helps me a lot. So I do like an hour studying, 15-minute break, hour study, 15-minute break. Just go outside, touch some grass, and just be without books. No social media. Try not to like be on your phone because being on your phone is still stimulating your mind. You don't need that right now. You're already studying for an hour, and your brain is like overworking. You don't need to be doing anything. So just go outside and let your brain rest. Even some people like to nap. I take naps sometimes during the day. It's good. Um, Try not to go over 30-minute nap because you can get too sleepy. But yeah, I think my biggest thing is just to step away from the work. Just let that be something else. Do something that you love. I mean, I like to also train maybe in between there. Um, just do like 10 minutes of just training, nothing big. Just get the muscles moving. I love to do those type of things.